For a lot of people in the LGBTQ plus community, there's this extra layer of stress that's just there. It's this quiet, constant tension that kind of sits just beneath the surface of everyday life. So let's dive into what that is, and more importantly, what can be done about it.
You might know exactly what I'm talking about. It's that background hum of tension, right? That feeling you get when you're not totally sure if a space is safe or how someone's going to react to who you are. It is exhausting to be on alert all the time. And if you've ever felt this, trust me, you are not alone.
And this experience, this heavy weight, it actually has a clinical name: minority stress. And just giving it a name is a huge first step, because it validates that this feeling isn't just in your head. It is a real, recognized psychological phenomenon.
So what is minority stress exactly? Well, it's a well-researched framework that helps explain the very real health disparities that marginalized communities often face.
Now, this isn't some new idea. It was first proposed over 40 years ago, and the theory basically says that people in the LGBTQ plus community deal with unique and chronic social stressors. The key takeaway here is this is not about being too sensitive. It's a completely understandable psychological response to repeated real-world experiences with prejudice and stigma.
What's really fascinating is how the theory breaks this all down. You've got distal stressors. These are the external things that happen to you, things like discrimination or microaggressions. And then you have proximal stressors. And this is how all that external stuff gets inside of you, leading to things like internalized stigma or feeling like you always have to hide parts of who you are. And that constant stress, that feeling of always having to be vigilant, it isn't just an emotional thing. It has a profound and totally measurable impact on your physical body. This slide shows the chain reaction perfectly. It all starts with societal stigma. That leads to a state of constant alertness, which then keeps your nervous system fired up. And that ultimately results in some pretty significant health disparities. You can draw a direct line from social problems to individual health problems. So you can think of minority stress as having your body's fight or flight switch stuck in the on position. That system is meant for, short bursts of danger, not for this low-grade, chronic hum of threat that can go on for years and years. And the consequences are serious. I mean, they're really well documented. Research consistently shows higher rates of anxiety, depression, and suicidality in the LGBTQ plus community. And it's not just mental health. It affects the body too, with things like chronic fatigue, headaches, and even a weaker immune response. Okay, that all sounds incredibly heavy, I know. And it is. But the amazing thing is, once you understand the problem, you can start finding a real solution. So let's talk about a newer kind of therapy that's designed specifically for this exact challenge. So if the stress is coming from both the outside world and from within, how can therapy really tackle both of those things effectively? How do you even begin to heal from a stress that's so woven into the fabric of your daily life?
Well, one really powerful modern answer is an approach that combines two well-known methods: cognitive behavioral hypnotherapy, or HypnoCBT for short. And let's be super clear, this is not stage hypnosis, okay? Clinical hypnotherapy is simply a state of deep, focused relaxation that lets us work directly with the nervous system and the subconscious mind. The real power of this approach is that it can help rewire both your mind and your body. It addresses the conscious thoughts and, at the same time, those deep-seated physical responses to stress.
Right, so here's the magic. HypnoCBT is like a 1-2 punch. It works on two levels at once. You've got the CBT part, which helps you challenge all those negative thought patterns that are happening in your conscious mind. And at the same time, you have the clinical hypnotherapy, that focused relaxation we just talked about, which helps calm your nervous system and gets to those deeper, subconscious emotional reactions that have been conditioned for years. And honestly, this is the heart of it all. This kind of therapy helps shift your entire internal story. The narrative changes from "something is wrong with me for feeling this way" to something much more powerful. I developed these responses as a brilliant, adaptive way to keep myself safe in a world that wasn't always safe for me. It reframes these coping skills as acts of survival, not as personal flaws. This shift, it's about so much more than just managing symptoms. It's about creating a whole new foundation for real healing and a deep, true sense of empowerment.
Because the ultimate goal here isn't just to survive minority stress, it's to thrive in spite of it. It's about getting past just coping. It's about reclaiming your authentic self, building real resilience, and fostering a powerful sense of who you truly are.
So, I'll just leave you with this question to think about. What if healing isn't just about managing the weight of all this stress? What if it's really about reclaiming your fundamental power to live an authentic, empowered, and truly thriving life?